Welcome to ShortFactWizard, where history comes alive. Today, we journey to August 10, 1861, to the Battle of Wilson's Creek, the first major clash of the Trans-Mississippi Theater in the American Civil War. Fought just 10 miles southwest of Springfield, Missouri, this battle, also known as the Battle of Oak Hills, pitted Union Brigadier General Nathaniel Lyon against Confederate Generals Benjamin McCulloch and Sterling Price. It's a story of bravery, tragedy, and a divided state's struggle for control. Let's dive in. Missouri in 1861 was a border state teetering on the edge. Though it permitted slavery and had deep ties to the South, a state convention in March rejected secession, opting for armed neutrality. Yet Governor Claiborne Fox Jackson harbored pro-Confederate sympathies. On April 20th, a secessionist mob seized the federal arsenal at Liberty, Missouri, escalating Union fears. In St. Louis, Captain Nathaniel Lyon, a fierce abolitionist, took action. On May 10th, he surrounded the pro-Confederate Missouri Volunteer Militia at Camp Jackson, forcing their surrender. As Lyon marched the 900 prisoners through the streets, a riot erupted. Anti-German and pro-Confederate crowds clashed with Union troops, resulting in 28 civilian deaths, 3 prisoners, and 2 soldiers killed, with 75 more wounded. Known as the Camp Jackson Affair, this event ignited Missouri's descent into conflict. The state legislature, previously pro-Union, reacted by creating the Missouri State Guard under Major General Sterling Price, a former moderate turned secessionist after Camp Jackson. On June 11th, Lyon, now a brigadier general, met Jackson and Price at the Planters House Hotel in St. Louis in a last-ditch effort for peace. Jackson proposed disbanding the militia if federal forces stayed in St. Louis, but Lyon rejected it, declaring, "Rather than concede to the state of Missouri for one single instant the right to dictate to my government, I would see every man, woman, and child in the state dead and buried. This means war." Days later, Lyon captured Jefferson City, installing a pro-Union government while Price and Jackson fled south. By July 13th, Lyon's Army of the West, numbering 5,431 men, was encamped at Springfield. His force included the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th Missouri Infantry, the 1st Iowa and 1st and 2nd Kansas Infantry, regular Army units, and 3 artillery batteries, organized into 4 brigades under Major Samuel D. Sturgis, Colonel Franz Ziegel, Lieutenant Colonel George Andrews, and Colonel George Dietzler. Many of Lyon's men wore gray overshirts, and the 1st Iowa sported mismatched uniforms, black, gray, and shades of blue, while others had replaced uniforms with civilian clothes, some even marching barefoot. Meanwhile, Price's Missouri State Guard, joined by Confederate Brigadier General Benjamin McCulloch and Arkansas Militia General Nicholas Bartlett Pierce, formed a 12,125-man force, though 2,000 were unarmed. On August 1st, Lyon marched out to confront them, routing a Missouri State Guard unit at Doug Springs on August 2nd. Outnumbered over 2-1, he withdrew to Springfield, but Lyon, known for his aggression, refused to retreat without a fight. By August 6th, the Confederate forces were encamped along Wilson's Creek, 10 miles southwest of Springfield. Price pushed for an immediate attack, but McCulloch, skeptical of the Missouri State Guard's discipline, hesitated. After Price threatened to attack alone, McCulloch agreed to a dawn assault on August 10th, only for a rainstorm on the 9th to cancel the plan, as the soldiers' gunpowder would have been ruined. Lyon, aware he couldn't hold Springfield long-term, planned a daring surprise attack instead. At a council of war on August 9th, Colonel Franz Ziegel proposed a pincer movement. He would lead 1,200 men to strike from the south, while Lyon's 4,200 men attacked from the north. Despite objections from other officers, Lyon approved the risky plan, leaving 1,200 home guard in Springfield to cover a potential retreat to Rolla. At 5 a.m. on August 10th, Lyon's column struck, catching the Confederates off guard as they ate breakfast. The first shots came from Union artillery, targeting Colonel James Cawthorn's Missouri State Guard cavalry on a ridge soon dubbed Bloody Hill. The Confederate camp erupted in chaos. Tents and wagons caught fire from artillery shells. Siegel's 1,200 men positioned south near Sharp's farm, opened fire on Confederate cavalry, driving them into the woods along Skegg's Branch. Lyon sent Captain Joseph Plummer with U.S. regulars and cavalry across the creek to secure his left flank. While he solidified his position on Bloody Hill by 6:30 a.m., Confederate Captain William Woodruff's Pulaski Light Battery returned fire, answered by Union Captain James Totten, who had trained Woodruff in peacetime, a poignant clash of former comrades. Plummer's men advanced into the Ray cornfield, hoping to outflank Woodruff's battery, but McCulloch countered with the 2nd Arkansas Mounted Rifles, 3rd Louisiana Infantry, and an Arkansas militia unit. After a fierce skirmish, Plummer withdrew under Union artillery cover. Meanwhile, Sigel's flank attack initially succeeded, but he failed to post skirmishers. At Skegg's branch, he mistook the approaching 3rd Louisiana, wearing gray uniforms similar to the 1st Iowa, for Union reinforcements. By the time he realized his error, the Confederates were 40 yards away. McCulloch's counterattack, supported by the Missouri State Guard's 3rd Division, devastated Sigel's brigade, capturing 4 cannons and forcing Sigel to flee back to Springfield, abandoning Lyon's main force. With Sigel routed, the Confederates turned their full force on Lyon's 4,200 men on Bloody Hill. Price launched 3 frontal assaults in the sweltering heat, each repelled by the Union line. Lyon, wounded twice earlier, feared defeat. Around 9:30 in the morning, while leading a countercharge, a bullet struck his heart, killing him instantly, the first Union general to die in the Civil War. General Thomas William Sweeney, shot in the leg, was also wounded, leaving Major Samuel D. Sturgis in command. By 11 in the morning, after repulsing the 3rd Confederate attack, Sturgis faced a grim reality. His men were exhausted, ammunition was nearly depleted, and morale was crumbling. He ordered a retreat to Springfield, avoiding a 4th assault. The battle had lasted over 5 hours, leaving 1,317 Union and 1,232 Confederate casualties, a staggering 24% of Lyon's force, and 12% of the Southern Army, making it one of the bloodiest battles of its time. The Confederates held the field, claiming victory, but were too disorganized to pursue. Price wanted to chase the retreating Union forces, but McCulloch, wary of his supply lines and the Missouri State Guard's reliability, refused, withdrawing to Arkansas instead. At the Ray House, a local farmhouse turned field hospital, Lyon's body was recovered and laid on the family's best bed, a somber moment of respect amidst the chaos. Back in Springfield, Sturgis handed command to Sigel, but Sigel's delays during the retreat, stopping to cook meals, frustrated other officers, who forced him to relinquish command back to Sturgis. The Union Army reached Rolla, 100 miles northeast, safely, but southwestern Missouri fell under Confederate control. The Battle of Wilson's Creek, often called the Bull Run of the West, had far-reaching consequences. Price's victory allowed him to lead the Missouri State Guard north, culminating in the Siege of Lexington on September 20th, a Confederate triumph. On October 30th, a rump session of the Missouri legislature in Neosho passed an ordinance of secession, naming Jackson the Confederate governor, though most Missourians rejected this, and the state remained in the Union. Confederate control of Missouri was short-lived. By early 1862, Union General Samuel Ryan Curtis drove Price out, and a Confederate defeat at the Battle of Pea Ridge in Arkansas that March solidified Union dominance in the region. Missouri endured devastating guerrilla warfare for the rest of the war, with figures like Quantrill's Raiders and Bloody Bill Anderson wreaking havoc. Despite the Confederate victory, historians argue Lyon's aggressive campaign saved Missouri for the Union by forcing federal authorities to prioritize the state, setting the stage for Pea Ridge. In the 1890s, 5 Union soldiers, Lorenzo Immel, John Schofield, Henry Clay Wood, William M. Wary, and Nicholas Bouquet, received the Medal of Honor for their valor at Wilson's Creek. Today, Wilson's Creek National Battlefield preserves this history, spanning 1,929 acres with a 5-mile tour loop, the restored 1852 Ray House, and Bloody Hill, where Lyon fell. The Wilson's Creek Civil War Museum houses artifacts from the Trans-Mississippi Theater, offering a glimpse into this pivotal conflict. The Battle of Wilson's Creek was more than a clash of arms. It was a turning point in the struggle for Missouri, a testament to the courage and sacrifice of soldiers on both sides. From Lyon's fatal charge to Price's fleeting victory, this battle shaped the Trans-Mississippi Theater and the Civil War's Western Front. If you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe to ShortFactWizard for more historical stories, and let us know in the comments which Civil War battle you'd like to explore next. Share this video to honor the legacy of those who fought at Wilson's Creek.